Hi everybody, welcome to Control, Alt and Compete. Today we're joined by Amy Russell from Edinburgh Children's Hospital Charity.
Yay, hello.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Fine. Are you going to refer to it as what from now on?
ECHC.
Yeah.
Just for ease, it's a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, I had to get that right. I said I wasn't going to look at a t-shirt, but
Yeah.
How are you today? You alright?
I am good, thank you.
Thank you for coming in, Amy.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think I was going to start by letting you say that I've been to the Children's Hospital before. My wee boy got croup about 2 years ago, and then we stayed in for 2 weeks, and I got to stay in one of the rooms. Yeah, so I realised then that there was like Xboxes and that, and etc. I didn't play any, but then I seen you had your rooms as well, so I was kind of aware that you guys were using gaming for good. Can you tell me a little bit more about like what your role is at the hospital?
Yeah, so we're the Edinburgh Children's Hospital Charity, so we work in conjunction with the NHS at the Royal Hospital for Children and Young People. We're one of the main charities in the hospital. We funded quite a bit when we moved, so obviously this is the hospital that you're referring to is the new hospital.
The new one,
we had moved there in 2021 from the old hospital out of Sheen. So it's a bit of a move, but also night and day kind of in terms of what it looks like and everything that we can provide in it.
They look great. I mean, you realise they're a place for care,
yeah,
right? And people spend a long time there.
Absolutely.
But when you go to the hospital, it does look really nice.
Yeah.
Outside as well, very communal. People can meet.
Yeah, it's perfect. It was the best decision. But us as a charity, we're there to support the children and young people and their families that come through the door every day. So every day we see about 500 people come through the door, and we're there. We're the friendly face to kind of hold their hand as they enter their hospital journey, whether that's just a brief visit or for a long stay as well.
And so what's some of the gaming initiatives that you have done then? Yeah,
so in the hospital, gaming's quite big for us. I mean, everyone is great. Don't get us started on Uno or Double on the wards, or it gets
What's
quite...
Double?
It's this little card game, and it's kind of like Snap, but there's images, and it's really nice. And I'm a fundraiser for the charity, but this is our wellbeing team that run this on a daily basis, and our volunteers. They're honestly incredible. So they go up onto the wards and they interact with children and young people. They'll play games, whether that is kind of board games or if we get the Xbox or the PlayStations out. And it's kind of for children and young people in hospital, it's a form of escapism.
Yeah, massively.
And distraction.
Time goes so slow.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that children and young people do out on the outside world. So it's
just a bit of normality.
Absolutely. So that's kind of what we do on the wards. We also hold a games group, which is on a Friday night, and we do a gaming hub as well, where children and young people can come down off the ward, come to our hub. Our hub is a safe space within the hospital, which is a non-clinical space. And in there we have big kind of projector screens. So Mario Kart is the go-to at the moment. There's tournaments on the go all the time. And that's a really lovely one for families. We have a sofa and they can sit on the sofa and play games. And it's something that you would do when you're at home. And then we also, one of our other big things that we have is VR, so our virtual reality.
Okay. And what games do they play on that? Do you know?
So I'm not sure what games they play. There's always the usual, the roller coasters or...
Have you tried that yourself?
Yeah, I tried it for...
It does make your stomach go.
I had to stop. I honestly was about to I felt like motion sick. But for us, we use it kind of like I said with games as a form of escapism. So we actually had a young person who was visiting us from overseas. They were here for treatment and they got really homesick. It was a few months into their stay. So we took the virtual reality to them and we went on Google Earth and took them smack bang.
Can you go on Google Earth?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So we took them back home. So they visited their home for a little while. They could see their school, they could see their house, and that was really lovely. We also have a Space Academy program.
Okay.
So it does sound a bit random, but within the hospital we have isolation rooms.
Right.
And we found through research that children who are in isolation actually go through similar experiences as astronauts do in training. So we've teamed up with NASA and
that's true. So when you say the isolation, does that mean how they feel in the ward when no friends when their families aren't visiting?
No, it's due medically, so they can't interact with other people. So whether that's they're contagious or they have to be kept separate. But it can be quite lonely and isolating. So obviously we
and they'll feel like that as well, won't they? Yeah,
absolutely. And that's one of the big things that we've discovered in the hospital is loneliness and isolation. So that's where we come in. So when a child first goes into isolation, they enter their Space Academy program. So it's hosted by Tim Peake, the astronaut, and NASA, and it's really cool. There's lots of steps to become an astronaut, and they get the virtual reality headset, so they go up into space, they go to the International Space Station, and then when they leave isolation, they're an astronaut.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you think then, obviously, what happened before? What did hospitals do before to combat that, or did we just like get on with it? Was under just a case of it is what it is, and then suddenly, and were you aware of when gaming started to become a lot more in hospitals?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's more recently that you're kind of seeing it more in the news and the articles. I know down in Cornwall there's been a game designed to combat kind of loneliness.
And in Glasgow, they hired somebody recently.
Glasgow, they have someone that goes on the wards and plays games. And like I say, it's distraction. It's what children and young people do kind of on the outside. So just that little bit of normalcy for them.
And you wonder if there was any pushback initially with this, and then now they're actually starting to see the benefits and how much that even helps the doctors, because you can imagine maybe some families were just, when are they coming home, they're sad, and that puts pressure, I suppose, on the doctors, to, even though they know that there's a certain time period to get them to feel better.
Absolutely.
Maybe now the kids don't want to go.
I know. We actually do find that now that we're in the new hospital, and the work that we do is like, children are happy to come to their appointments, it's getting them to go home. And that's kind of in our outpatients in the new hospital. We have augmented reality, so that's kind of integrated throughout of the whole pod space. So if anyone ever visits, there's little screens so they can make some of the wall art come alive. There's like a dragon that breathes fire. We always get a lot of siblings that force their sister to stand in the path of the dragon. Obviously.
And is that in that room that you're talking about?
Yeah,
or is that in the wards,
that's in that room, but on the wards, there's they have screens by their bedsides. And then, like I say, we're up on a daily basis, and our youth team and our wellbeing team are always up to kind of play games and do whatever the young person wants to do.
And are you finding like this is evolving all the time? Are you talking to other hospitals, or are you just having your own ideas, or is like the hospitals talk to each other about what's working?
Not necessarily in terms of gaming on the wards. In terms of our fundraising elements, our gaming competitions that we do, definitely is so popular, and it raises so much for charities. For us, it's one of our biggest fundraising events, our gaming competition. So yeah.
How much? Have you got a figure of how much you've raised so far?
Yes. So hopefully soon we'll have just passed the £300,000 mark. And we've been running our gaming marathon since 2009. So that was quite early on. I think over the past few years, you've seen a lot of charities entering gaming competitions or gaming marathons. But we've been going since 2009. So we have a really lovely, strong community of gamers behind us. And
so do you have like people that are obviously influencers that dedicate some of their time towards it? Is that the way you work?
Yeah, kind of. Not necessarily influencers. We've never really had any influencers kind of involved in it. We'll have kind of some people that have a strong following on Twitch who will do it for us. But it's usually families or people that have a connection to the hospital. We kind of say everyone has a sick kid story, and for us, we have such a strong community behind us, which is so lovely. Couldn't do it without them.
And it's true, because even when you got in touch regarding phase, we'll talk about, as soon as it got mentioned, I was like, it'd be great to have you guys on, obviously, because we had that experience with Jackson at the hospital, so you can always have that, because you're very much, Jackson got rushed fit initially to the Kirkcaldy one. His chest was like going right in, and it was the scariest time of our life. And then when he went to Edinburgh, and then he's gotten better, and he was in a coma, and you're just at the mercy of these amazing doctors and everybody that's helping you, and everyone. No, they couldn't be nicer. They couldn't be nicer to you.
No, everyone there is incredible. And that's there, like, for us as well. That's why it's so important for us to be within the hospital, because we're not just there for the children and young people who are patients, we're also there for the families, the siblings.
In the cafe area you've got?
There's the cafe. We've got our little shop, which is on the ground floor as well, which is fab. We have our hub space. We do complimentary therapy, so parents can come and get a massage, or...
I've never seen that one.
If you ever visit.
Not the one. I get it,
No, they're fantastic. And then our hub service as well. It's home away from home, and the team there, we're there to listen to your worries and hold your hand as you enter your hospital journey.
And when you see it going strength and strength, where can you see it evolving to? Is there any chats about where the game could go to, or do you always looking out for new technology?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking at new ways to develop it, especially us doing our gaming groups. We have to kind of make sure that we've got the games that the children and young people. I think right now I'm going to probably embarrass myself. Roblox.
Roblox, yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one now.
That'll keep the kids in forever.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I need to get better at knowing my games.
So you can now take about 100,000 of that money and put it into Roblox. That the kids can spend.
Yeah.
Because that's the next thing.
That's the next thing. But no, and then there's other ways as well that we use kind of gaming and technology within the hospital. So we do Just Dance as well, cool. Which actually is a really good way for children and young people to do some physio exercises, build confidence. And then our gaming...
It doesn't make you... Have you tried it?
Yeah.
It doesn't really help with confidence.
No, probably... Well, maybe you get...
Maybe not me anyway.
No, maybe not me either. But it's a good interactive one. And then with our gaming groups, so all children and young people are welcome. And actually, it's really lovely for them to come along, play games, and chat about what they've been through, their experiences, to other children and young people that can relate. Because it can be quite isolating if you've been through a hospital experience and known it, maybe your friends haven't and they don't understand. So it's just a really nice way to build communities.
Yeah, for sure. And so also I like to ask everyone that comes on the podcast their gaming history. What was your top game?
I made it. I'm not the biggest gamer, but I have learnt so much. But growing up, my big one was Sims. I could spend hours just playing Sims.
So when did you play that then?
Oh gosh, I was like early on, kind of high school, like first year, second year of high school. Me and my friends would spend hours just creating these little sim worlds. But actually, I can see why, because even though that was maybe back then that was the most popular game for my generation. But it is a form of escapism and distraction and kind of...
It wouldn't be a bad game either for the kids to
get
involved in.
No.
There's quite a lot of reading involved, that's all.
Building their homes for when they're in hospital.
Maybe they could build their hospital as well.
Love that.
Write that one down.
Making notes.
But it just shows you that's why gaming's so good, because it is so adaptable and you can use it for good.
Exactly.
And what you're coming to Phase, obviously we've got Phase coming up, which I'm excited about. What could people expect when they come and see you guys at Phase?
We're hoping to bring the hospital into the Phase event, so we're just going to showcase some of the gaming stuff that we do with children and young people. So we'll hopefully bring the VR and show Space Academy. So if anyone wants to get a taster of going up into space, then they can come visit us. And then for us also just to spread the word. We are still quite a small charity, so for us just to be able to spread the word and let everyone know about us and what we do. And
what would you say then, if you're a small charity, what are the challenges you guys face? What do you think is the biggest challenges? Because everybody's fundraising, it's a shame because the world needs a lot, right? So
absolutely,
everyone's up against it. What's the kind of challenges you face?
To be honest, it is fundraising. Our supporters are just incredible, but obviously with the cost of living crisis, that does affect charities, and we're very lucky that doors are still open and we can do everything we can, and some charities are less fortunate than that. But it's just people knowing about us, spreading the word, and being able to promote us as much as they can.
And I think what's good for you guys as well, I suppose, is everyone can relate, and we think the money goes towards the kids, and it's quite an easy relation to make, isn't it? We think about it, maybe need new headsets or VR, and do you talk about the gaming stuff when you're doing your fundraising? Like, is that a big thing? Like you said, that's a big thing for you.
Yeah, well, that's one of the biggest for us. We run a gaming event in October. It's called Game Changers. It used to be called Safe Point, but this
Safe Point.
Safe Point.
Right.
I didn't actually know what Safe Point meant, but apparently it is a
Well, it means if you're playing a game, you could probably save your progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what it was called. But we had a few people who didn't understand why. It was called Save Point. And like I say, it was created back in 2009 by an incredible supporter. His name was Tom. And he had just had a newborn. His daughter had just been born. And the thought of gaming for 24 hours with a newborn seemed just out of this world. So he created this gaming event, and since then it's just grown to be what it is today. We have incredible supporters that take part year after year, and I'm really proud to say that the past 5 years we've had our headline sponsor Rockstar Games involved, and they've just been so incredible. We love everyone over there. So they match fund all donations
That's
up
brilliant.
to £20,000, which to us is massive. So that's why each year we raise about 40,000
And
from
do
it.
the kids play Grand Theft Auto?
No,
That's the
no.
only thing.
Yeah, no.
Red Dead Redemption?
No.
No.
We have to, so not within the hospital. We obviously have our age restrictions for the games that we play. But for the gaming marathon, you have to, if you're over the age of 18, you can play whatever games you want. But it's open, our gaming marathon's open to all ages. So we sometimes have teams take part, and then earlier on in the morning, they have like the kids taking part in their online games, and then as it gets later and later, the parents take
And
over.
can they play online games as well? Like, so the kids, can they still maybe get in the headset with some of their friends that are at home?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's
so
brilliant.
we say that you can do it solo or gather your squad, and you can do it kind of wherever. You could do either 6 hours, 12 hours, or 24 hours over the weekend. But we have a lot of people that will just camp out in the house, get all the snacks, and then just play continuously for 24 hours. I've done it once, and it was honestly harder playing games for 24 hours than it was running a half marathon.
I can imagine.
It's so hard.
And what I was going to say, like, obviously that's a children's hospital part. Is any of the main hospital use gaming at all? Because I can imagine, like, I know I'm like 45, but I'd probably want to get involved if I was, I was in for a bit. Do the main hospital looking at gaming as well? Is it just the children's one?
we promote it all over. So we have, people from all areas taking part, which is incredible. So within the hospital, we'll run our own. So last year we actually had a gaming van, which was quite cool, that came parked up at the hospital. So children and young people had known about it previously. They got their friends to come visit them that day, and they had their own little gaming party in the gaming van, which was so cool. And then, we get kind of corporates taking part, friends, families. We have an incredible family who takes part with their friends called the Cheese Thieves.
Yep.
They've taken part for years. So there's just such a good, strong community behind it.
And can you tell me any more, like, good stories where you think gaming's really helped? Does any kind of ring a bell to you? Like, any good, you don't have to name any names, but is there any families you think, gaming really did help them or help that kid?
Yeah, to be honest, a lot within the hospital. So like I say, with our gaming group that we do, and for children and young people to come, it's just that little bit of normalcy for them. And then also we're not restricted in our hub area. So sometimes they can bring their friends along, and we can have their own little like gaming party, which is really sweet. And also just being able to have that freedom of playing games like up on the wards with our staff. It just helps break those barriers. You have an equal ground when you're playing games. So it's just so lovely. And you actually don't realise how much you actually use gaming within the hospital. But no, it's so nice.
And do you think then, see the doctors and nurses, I mean, obviously, not saying there's a disconnect between doctors and nurses and the patients, but do you think, have you ever seen like any any of the nurses or doctors even playing the games with the kids? Because that could probably help build rapport. And
no, absolutely.
you can imagine sometimes if you're in the hospital, suddenly the surgeon will come round with his group. They'll come in, say their bit, don't they? And then you're waiting. And so that can be quite a disconnect. I can imagine gaming could probably help make the kids a bit more at ease.
Absolutely. It's used all the time. So on every ward in the hospital, they have their playrooms, and they have incredible play specialists who are there. And
play specialist, what a great job. So what do you need to get that job?
I know, I'm like, I go off in the wards. I sometimes have to stop myself because I get quite distracted, like just joining in with what's going on.
You can let somebody else do the Sims.
Yeah, literally. Or where did Amy go? We've got a meeting soon, and I'm there up in one of the wards. But they're playing games with children and young people, whether it is ranging from board games for like some of the younger ones to playing like the Xbox or PlayStation. you have to stop yourself from getting quite competitive.
And it could probably help as well with like language barriers.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine maybe people from overseas, maybe the young kids potentially maybe not speaking English, but the gaming can help break that barrier where you can sit and play a game with another kid. They don't have to speak the same language.
Exactly, absolutely. Obviously, this is a book, so I don't know if it is a real story, but I don't know if you've ever heard of the book Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. No. It's an incredible book, but it was based on two friends who got into the gaming industry, but they had met previously in a children's hospital, and one of them was at that time non-verbal, and they interacted and became friends through playing games. So it's honestly, it's an incredible book, so I would give that a read. But that
was the child autistic that was non-verbal? Or?
No, it was just through kind of trauma.
Okay.
In the book, but through that and them interacting and playing games, I won't give a lot away because I don't want to do any spoilers.
Well, you should go for it. It's fine.
But in it, they kind of played games and they kind of became a little bit more friendlier, and then they re-met 6 years later when they were at university, both going into being gaming developers.
Amazing.
So it's a really nice book, but it kind of just showcases how universal gaming is, especially within the hospital.
And if you had your way, Amy, what would you have for the next part of the gaming? Like, would you have what would you like to see more of in the hospital? What kind of thing are you struggling for? What would you like to see more money on? If you had to choose.
Yeah, to be fair, it would just probably be more kind of consoles and being able to cater to more children and young people. Obviously, right now, we only have a few, but the hospital is massive. And then, yeah.
And if anybody wants to help, if somebody watching the podcast, how can they get in touch?
Well, they can have a little look at our website, which is ECH Charity, and on there that kind of tells you a little bit more about us and the work we do within the hospital, and then also ways that you can get involved. And obviously, one of the biggest would be taking part in our Game Changers event in October. It's free to sign up, and you just have to fundraise and play games for 24 hours.
And so what advice do you give people that are doing the 24-hour one then? Drink plenty of fluids?
I have like
a disclaimer they've got to write?
I don't have a disclaimer. I have like little T's and C's, like how we can help you. And in there, do take regular breaks, step away from the screen, because looking at a screen for 24 hours, it can be a lot. Lots of snacks, and we do say get some healthy snacks in there, stretch your legs, but just have fun, and also remember why you're taking on such a mighty challenge. I love that weekend. I'm there on like Twitch, like commenting on everyone's live streams. So we have so much fun. We have a Discord as well, so everyone can kind of chat to each
Discord as well.
Yeah, so everyone can chat to each other on it as well, and it's so lovely because people are like, oh, I'm playing this game, but I'm stuck on this level. Has anyone got any advice? So it's just a really nice, strong
It's so good to have a community that's actually got a purpose as well. Not just like a corporate, community, but a community that's got a purpose to help you. Yeah.
And then people from all over the world as well. We've got one supporter who takes part year after year from Canada. So it's just so nice that it's spread just across the world.
Cool. Well, listen, Amy, that was been fantastic having you on.
Thank you.
I think hopefully can't wait to see you at Phase.
Yes, can't wait. Thank you so much.
And you said in October. What dates is it for the event?
It's the first weekend in October.
Right, okay. And you can just go to the website to find out about that?
Yeah, all the info's on the website.
Okay, cool.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.